Hello, hello, hello. Thank you for joining us this evening to talk about
Mhm,
my adventures with Superman. If you're here, please leave us a like. Please leave us a comment, and
mhm.
we're going to be discussing everything that happened so far in my adventures with Superman, season 3, episode 5. Now, a lot happened.
Mm.
Namely, we get our cyborg Superman this episode, fully cyborg. You can see his hands, he gets his face like reveal of him being like
Mhm.
completely like a cyborg, like computer enhanced individual. And kind of creepy, kind of creepy. It's like, why is he? A part of me was thinking this episode, why is he so upset that he is now this enhanced individual? Because the alternative was death. Like, you could either be dead right now, or you could have, abnormally strong powers. You're flying in the sky. You're blaming things through your hands. Why are you so upset at this? Like, if in your opinion, would you rather be dead or would you rather be a cyborg?
Well, no, I mean, it's one of those things where it's like he thought it was gonna be greener on the other side. Like he thought he
Yes.
was gonna get all this admiration and all this kiss ass and like he thought he was gonna be top villain like when he was out in space. You
Mm-hmm.
know? So like he's just like to me, I feel like it's just his ego. Like he's just chasing that high of like being cool. It's given.
Mm.
I mean, if this, I don't know if this reference works, but it's given like Al Bundy 4 touchdowns in one game. Like like talking about it for 30 years. Like,
Hmm.
oh, I won this award back in 1989. Do you know how
Yeah, I
important
remember
that
that
is?
show.
Nobody gives a fuck. That. That's that's what he's given. Like,
See, I
but
was like, I got the impression that he was just an angry man. Like, he had this whole thing. Oh, the humans are dead, and we gotta be just like, kind of like, I don't
mhm,
know, almost like racist or something. Like racist against alien individuals,
mhm,
and that's what it was given to me. But he's definitely, whatever the case may be, he's very powerful because he is going blow for blow with Superman this
yes,
episode and in this beginning scene as well. Flash over to Lois and
mm,
Son John. He confesses to her again that they being Superman and Lois pass away in his timeline, right, in his
mhm,
future, and that he's there to prevent that from happening. He's telling her that he has to go help Superman, else he's going to
mhm,
die, and she needs to stay in the house. Of course, this is Lois Lane, so she don't listen like that, but this is what he
mhm,
told her to do. Meanwhile, by the time he gets to the fight with Superman and Henshaw, he's reveals to Clark at this point that, hey, you guys died in my timeline, which is why I need to help you. I don't know how he knows that specifically it's this fight and this specific battle that where Superman would die. I'm not sure if they really addressed how he knows that in particular.
mm.
But and if that's the case, does that mean Lois is already pregnant with John at this point?
Possibly. Possibly. That's the crazy thing. Possibly because she in this episode has already got the mother instinct. Like I don't
Yeah.
know if you peep that. Like the way she talks to this kid
Hmm.
is like if she has white hair already.
Yeah. Uh
I'm
huh.
looking for wrinkles in Lois's face.
Yeah. She's
Like
very like motherly with him already, for sure.
yeah. Yeah,
Um,
totally. It's giving mom. I love it.
right. It's giving prenatal, but
Right.
by the time they have like this like conversation, they don't even get 2 seconds in because already Hemshaw is already about to fight them, and Superman gets yoinked up with this like red electric kind of ability, and this scene
Yes.
particularly reminded me of a show we used to discuss. Remember when we were talking about the CW's Superman and Lois? I think it was
Yeah,
called, I believe,
yes.
Superman and
Yes.
Lois. And there was, in the final season, Lex Luthor was able to create like this red kind of light that removed Superman's powers and made him like weak, super weak, right? And remember they had that one scene at the final season where Clark was just fighting him, no powers in the streets with the light on, just beating them hand to fist.
Yes.
So this reminded me of with the red. I was thinking, is this also kind of like nullifying Superman's powers at all? What do you think?
I wonder if it was that because, yeah, no, it might be something like that because mind you, like I didn't even think about that part like that, but it might be that actually if they're bringing it back to that because I forgot about that in the Lois and Clark show. But if they're using that again, that is very, very interesting because, mind you, this entire 2 episodes really just brings it back to that show.
Yeah, they cover the same. This is the same death of Superman. That was the whole final season of Superman and Lois. So this is what they're kind of like calling back to in this episode, but it kind of ends in a different kind of way. It's like a different sort of death. We'll discuss. But Himshall gets his face knocked in, revealing his cyborg, under skeleton. And he's shocked too at this point. It's like, didn't you already know you're a cyborg? Like, why is he so shocked?
The loss of the loss of his humanity. That's pretty much what it is. Like, it's the loss of his own humanity. He thought he has all of this power, but then is less human than he ever was. He was like a vegetable, but then he got all of this stuff. He thought he was going to get all of these things, but now he's just missing the key component. And yeah, I think that's what he's suffering with. Like, he doesn't have any human connection. It's something that he yearns for, and it's really interesting to watch because he wants to blame Superman for everything,
all of his problems, and Superman ain't got nothing to do with it.
Fact.
It's real. Just Lex and them.
It's very Lex.
But we get to this point where before this, I thought I uploaded an image because it reminded me very much of a scene in Invincible that I wanted to discuss. But there was a part in the episode, I'm trying to see if I can find it really quick, where Himshall yoinked up John and like had him by the face, and he was like, "Oh yeah, you're a little more tougher than your dad," or something he said to him. And that particular point in the show, it reminded me of Invincible when freaking Oliver Conquest had Oliver like by the skull and was about to like rip him in half. That's what it reminded me of in that scene.
Wow. I wonder if they took it from that. That's interesting.
I wonder. See, they all, are inspired by each other. I'll say the word inspired.
That's the truth. Because wow, like, and mind you, like right at that moment, that's when he started turning blue. And like his bluish powers.
Yeah, we'll get it. We're talking about
and mind you, like we still don't know what the origin of that is. I've never seen a Superman with that before, and I forgot about that until he did that in this episode because he certainly did that in the previous season.
Yeah, he definitely did that in like season 1 and 2, and I'm thinking it has to be something from the comics because I'm not familiar with it, and I've seen a lot of Superman movies, a lot of Superman shows. I've never seen this blue situation here before this.
Me either. This is why I felt from the beginning, at least when we did the last season, that this is definitely a different direction. A very, very, very different direction. I'll tell you what else though. It's starting to feel more like Lois is the main character.
Oh yeah, for sure. That's we said that before.
I think that Superman is like a supporting role because everything is centered around her. Really, at the end of the day, like everything is just centered around her. That's why it's like my adventures with Superman. I didn't realize this because of how much of a big character Superman is, but he's definitely not the main character in this show.
And this seems to be like a running theme with Superman in a series in particular. Like when it comes to the movies, Lois seems like she's definitely a factor. She's definitely a big factor. Of course, she's
Mhm.
Lois, um,
Mhm.
but she's not necessarily as much of a main character as she is in the series because
Mhm.
all of the Superman movies, just Superman. Superman is the lead, the title, the header. But in all
Mhm.
the shows, we have Lois and Clark. Lois is
Mhm.
before Clark even in that
That's
title.
true.
We have Superman and Lois.
Yeah.
Now we have My Adventures with Superman. This is
Yeah.
Lois is the queen of the series when it comes to
For
Superman.
real. For real. Definitely. She definitely because I mean, like honestly, every the way that she just starts becoming a reporter every episode,
Uh-huh.
it feels like SVU. Like an
Ah!
SVU with Superman, where it's like, and she's just giving Olivia Benson, like,
Oh, okay. Uh-huh. Mhm.
where we're gonna have season 21, and it's still another adventure with Superman.
Yeah, yes. Well, speaking of Lois, she decided not to stay in the house. She pulled up in with Jimmy and clocked clocked
Mm,
Lex.
Yep,
A good one. I thought that scene was so funny because, sir, what is Slade Wilson, aka Deathstroke? What are you doing over there, not doing nothing? You're supposed to be the security.
for real. I'm sure he was just laughing. I'm sure he was just laughing.
Yeah, this is
Yeah.
the second time he didn't do nothing, and he's supposed to be protecting. In the last episode, he just showed up. It's
Hmm.
like, oh yeah, I have nothing to do with this.
For
Why?
real.
Why is he employed? Well, how is he still getting a paycheck at this point? He would be fired.
It's like word up. That's like what he's got.
Yeah,
For real.
how many times do I gotta be, clocked in the face before you do your job, sir?
Hmm.
But she was able to, after she punched him, for being responsible for Stackbrook Superman. She tells him like, "Who do you think he about to come after he beat up Superman? It's going to be you. You're the one who's responsible for this, so it's going to be you." So that kind of
Hmm.
convinced Lex to kind of save his own skin, or at least attempt to save his own skin
Yeah.
by kind of trying to hack into different things to mess up Henshaw, who
Hmm.
takes notice. This didn't go beyond Cyborg Superman's, ability. He's like, hold on, something's going on. I know who's doing it.
Hmm.
Let me pull up on him, and he pulls up on he pulls up on Lois and Lex, about to destroy him. But of course, I believe it was her son that kind of stopped it, and then after Cyborg Superman's attention was going on to him, Kara stepped in and kind of, started to take over the fight. And I thought it was interesting there's a lot of switching of when it comes to fighting. It's Kara rescuing John rescuing Superman rescuing, John again, Lois, and it's a lot of like switching between these characters.
Hmm.
And this made me think when Kara came in to like do her thing in the battle, right? This made me think back to a couple episodes before where that lady was all hoity-toity asking her on the panel, "Oh, well, we already have a Superman. What are you going to do as, what's the point of having you around if we already have a Superman?" Remember she asked her that question basically?
Hmm.
And this is the
It was
point. Just,
very. I mean, that was very Wendy Williams of her.
oh,
To
yeah.
do. You know what I'm saying? Just like trying to bait
Uh-huh.
this lady into some drama.
How you
But
doing?
exactly. Hey, hey, thank you. Exactly. And she just just trying to get the girl mad and stuff like that. But I mean,
Yeah, those
honestly,
gotcha questions, just trying to see her
yes,
sweat, that's what it was.
exactly, exactly. And like Cora is very robotic.
Yeah,
So like she's
she's
very
new.
like still trying to learn the planet. She's very green and all of that. But one
Mhm.
thing that I find interesting in this episode is the way that John sees her. Is it John the kid's name? I think
Yeah,
it's John.
John, uh-huh.
Yeah, the way that he
As
sees her because like we find out that she raises him.
Yep. Mhm. This is him
Like
in his timeline, raising him.
hmm like she raises him and then after suddenly once she finds this out, all of a sudden she really embraces this role of Aunt Kara.
Mm.
Like out of
Mhm.
nowhere. And this
Mhm.
kid is just like it's crazy. Like you find out that like you're an elder and all of a sudden you want to like you want to give
Protect.
advice. Yeah, you want to
Yeah.
protect and give advice and be like, no, don't do this and that. I'm just like,
Uh-huh.
okay.
Very
Like it was cool. Like because that part was definitely unexpected.
for sure.
Um,
And
you
I
know.
love that for her too, because it's almost like she thought that he didn't like her at first, like when he first got there, but it's because that he was just so protective of her because she's not his mom, but she's his mother figure in that
Exactly.
universe. She raised him from a baby.
Mm.
But that's when this is a scene where he tells her that they both like suit up in like this different kind of suit. You see him in his new suit in this scene.
It's like,
And this is like some kryptonite kind of propellant kind of suit. But
made by Lex
unfortunately,
Luthor.
yeah, unfortunately it wasn't strong enough because our boy freaking cyborg cyborg Superman like went straight through that thing. And this was the one I was looking for. This was the one that reminded me of Oliver in Invincible.
Yeah.
But when he does grab him, the suit, the new fancy kryptonite propellant suit, just literally just like breaks off like it was nothing, and he has him in his grasp. And this is when Superman turns into, or starts to have like that blue light, static shock, electricity.
Right. The Super Saiyan Superman.
Yeah.
And I don't know what the hell happened with that, but like, mind you, he gets that, and then all of a sudden, kryptonite is not affecting him as much.
Yeah, it's no longer an issue when it comes to kryptonite. So much so that he was able to rip out this kryptonite core straight from the cyborg Superman's chest, like no problem.
Yeah, like pulling out his heart, like fatality type shit. Like, what the hell?
And it reminded me of Iron Man. Iron Man had like that core thing in his chest, and he needed it to survive. But it's cyborg. The cyborg Superman needs it, but not to the point that he'll die without it, because he's here, he's still alive, but he was about to implement this whole self-destruction mode to take out everybody in the facility. But he has this moment of clarity after seeing Superman with his son, noticing that kryptonite didn't really affect John. And he was kind of wondering, like, what the fuck, like, what's going on here? And that's when we get this scene of him remembering this vision where he sees the people like flying up with Kryptonians. And it's almost as if he's like realizing that, okay, the Kryptonians aren't like abducting people. They're like working with people, or they are like the people in his vision. I don't know. It seemed like he has like a weird change of heart following this part, but we'll see. It's like he decides to not to self-destruct, but he like powers off. I don't know what the heck. I'm assuming that, we may get more of him in the future, but that was the end of him in this episode. John has to go back to the future because his wristwatch is telling him like, yeah, time is up. He says goodbye to his parents, and they let him know how proud of him they are. But Superman at this point realizes and tells to Lois that he is no longer with his powers. He can't feel any kind of enhancements. He just feels 100% human. He got nothing left. And apparently it's because he used up too much of his power in order to fight Cyborg Superman. But this is our death Superman.
I don't know if it was the blue stuff or if it was the red stuff.
Right. Which one is it? Which one is it? The blue pill or the red pill? Which one?
Exactly. Thank you. That's what I'm saying. Like, you lost all your power because it's either one of those two things.
Yeah.
I'm curious. If anybody's got comments on that, let us know, because
please do. Is it the blue pill or the red pill that caused him to lose his power? But it's the death of Superman, because he's no longer super at this point. He doesn't have any abilities. He's just Clark, right? Just Clark with his drawers on the outside of his pants. And of course, when John leaves, we all think everything's going to be hunky-dory. He saved the day, it's no longer an issue with Cyborg Superman. He gets back in time, though, and he's like dragged into imprisoned. And we see all of these like droid kind of alien robots things dressed as Superman.
Yep.
And they bring him to none other than a future-looking Lex, bald-headed, jewels in his head. And I'm thinking, is giving Brainiac a little bit? Like, is he working with Brainiac at this point?
Interesting. I didn't think of that. I didn't think of that at all.
Yeah, I was looking at the placements of the jewels. I was like, it's giving.
Well, no, I mean, like, not really that. Like, I was just thinking, like, the guy, without somebody there to stop him,
Mhm.
he's still gonna be a snake. Like that's just who Lex Luthor is.
Yeah.
So he still was like he still accomplished to kill Superman and to like make a bunch of Superman and take over on his own,
Mhm.
which is wild. So like I'm very curious to see what the next thing is gonna be like because I assumed when he was going back to the future
Uh-huh.
that John's existence in this was gonna be like a one off.
Mhm.
You know, I felt like at first I felt these two episodes where this kid was done where they just brought him in as like, you know,
Yeah.
what the future would look like. But now it's like this
What's
thing right here, yeah, it's like what's gonna happen? All right, is he gonna have to go back to the past to go kill Lex Luthor? You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
what's gonna happen with this?
And
So
is he even going to be able to do that? Because Lex is the one who sent him back into the past
hmm
previously.
exactly.
So if Lex is the big bad, is he even going to be able to return?
hmm
Um, who knows? I don't know. And Superman for sure can't do nothing at this point because he don't got no powers.
Exactly. It's not like he could suddenly go to the future and be like, I'm gonna go save John from
Yeah.
yeah,
You know what?
whatever.
I wonder if they're going to do the thing eventually because we all know this is a Superman show. Eventually, Superman has to get his powers back again, right?
Yeah.
So I'm wondering, are they going to do the thing where he flies backwards around the world so fast that time rewinds? is that is that how they're going to do it without Lex? I think
I don't know. I got a feeling it's gonna be something to do with Cora and like they're
okay.
gonna go hang out in the snow and
Uh-huh.
then suddenly he's gonna get his powers back type shit. That's what I think it's gonna be.
No, but I mean, how are they going to return back in time?
Oh
Is he going
wow.
to fly back in
Like
reverse?
he did in before? Oh wow, okay. So
Yeah, in
maybe
the movies.
get the Flash to be like, hey, listen, go run around.
Yeah, it has to be because he
Yeah,
can't use Lex anymore. Lex is not going to do it.
that's true.
So
Mm.
maybe, but let us know your thoughts. Please like the video if you like the video. And join
hmm
us next week for more My Adventures with Superman. We also discuss X-Men 97
hmm
as well. So if you enjoyed that, please join us for that on our channel. Please subscribe to the Superior and Unpopular Review Entertainment. And join us next week. Same time, same place. Goodbye.